It's the final weekend before the big man comes down your chimney and delivers all the presents. And we're going to try and pay for some of them and trying to find you some winners at both the star-studded card at Ascot and the Betfred sponsored card at Haydock this weekend. As you can see, the boys are alongside me. Frankie, for a very change, actually in the country.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say I'm quite smart compared to Joel, who I'm not sure how to describe Joel. If you're watching, you can see if you're for yourselves. But yeah, I'm in the country. I'm going to Ascot tomorrow. Really excited, and this might surprise you because this is more a job for Joel. But I'm leading the Ascot Christmas parade. I'm the voice of Ascot's Christmas tomorrow. I've got to welcome the snow angels and the God knows what else over the CCTV, so that'll be a laugh.
And then you're taking lessons off Mike Vince, who calls the roll parade during the roll meeting.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, as well as some good racing.
Okay, so yeah, for a change, you are in the country, but normal service resume the other side of me because Joel looks like a tool.
Yeah, that's right. As you know, I have many other jobs, and I'm doing a kids' party in a minute as a magician. Watch, look. Give me a tenner, I'll make it disappear this weekend for you.
Probably on the Betfred Tommy Whittle. That's where we're going to start there at 2:05. And although a couple of dry days at Haydock, it'll be testing ground, could be quite sticky. And they won't be breaking any records. I think it's fair to say, Joel.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, we always say about Haydock ground, and even a new clerk of the course, it's the same old story, isn't it? If you look at top of the bill in here. That 18-1 winner, 7 lengths at Haydock last month, up £9 for that. I couldn't have this off 147, and I thought it was a really tricky race. I was really much more into Ascot this weekend. Is it Saladin's son? Yeah. 7 lengths behind that top of the bill at Haydock. I just thought this looks the one. No concern to the jockey. Ben Godfrey gets a lot of rubbish on Twitter because he didn't ride a lot of winners, but he's won this all 3 times. I think one off 120, it's off 122 today, same mark as the last run. And I just thought it was a value bet on a race that I massively won't get involved with. I've got a lot better bets at Ascot, but.
Just run me on Monday, you're saying, oh, yeah, going Haydock, oh, yeah, Betfred sponsored card, and, I never get invited to these kind of gigs, and then we sponsor one, and he goes, I'd rather be at Ascot, there's so much better races.
Matt. Well remembered.
Again, I'm not being funny, but nobody's invited me. I'm
Ascot.
That's why, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, my nap comes at 2:40 at Haydock in a minute.
Dress like one, acts like one. Frankie?
I would give top of the bill a chance.
I thought you might.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, look, it is a big ask. He's carrying 12-2 or slightly less with Toby McCain on board, but he won as he liked last time. Horses for courses. It's particularly around Haydock. You want to be siding with horses that have won at the track. Yeah, it's a big ask, but I do still think, he's still an each way price, so I'd like to see him at least in the frame. Maybe the loose horse when he won last time out, although helped him in the race, might have hindered him in the way the handicapper assessed him, because Toby probably wouldn't have wanted to let that loose horse go past him, and as a result, he won by 7 lengths was it? Whereas he could have probably won a little bit cozier. Maybe that was the only negative to Toby's ride. He won too well last time, so he's been smashed up in the weights. But I'd give him a chance. I certainly think he's still an each way player. The other interesting runner is the unexposed Irish raider O'Toole, who's won on these shores a couple of times. He had a big break from, I think, 23 to 25, had a spin over hurdles on his comeback, and then was second last time out. Probably a bit of wiggle room in his mark, considering he was rated 138 over fences previously, and he comes in here off a 134 and very much on the comeback. So I do think he's interesting, but I had to fight my case for top of the bill as Joel opened with slagging him off.
All right, so the conditional find of the season as well. You're talking about Toby there, and you're giving him stick for trying too hard. You can't win this game. You stop one, you get in trouble. You jump off one, you fall off one, you get in trouble.
The only negative I said.
Right, we sit here every week and go.
I'd like him to just win by a nostril, please. Then he might win again.
Yeah. Right, okay. Right, I'm going to start with Joel with the 240 because he's been all over the messages. We know this is where his nappy's coming this weekend. And tell us why you're a big fan of Jackie Hobbs.
Well, my mate's got a share in this, and he's I said before, my ex-financial advisor. He manages to retire at the age of 50, and I'm still going at the age of 48 from scratch. He's got a share in Jackie Hobbs for the Noel Feely Racing Club. Look, if you look at that Grade 2 mare's bumper in Aintree, the one that is it Sholin who won that? The Irish horse. I sent you the message last night. I was looking through the form of that graded bumper. And the second horse, Snowden's, won the last 2 races over Whittle. Since then, the third, Kingston Queen, won next time out. Fourth, Queen Kate won. I think it was the 5th that hadn't been seen since. The 6th has come out and won, and the 7th, Old School Outlaw, has won the last twice, a bumper and a maiden. And Jackie Hobbs is only a length behind that horse. And Old School Outlaw is a really good horse. I genuinely, they think highly of this horse. And I think 5-2 will not be around. They're all there as well at Haydock at the weekend. And it's 5-star nap material from me. Not only because your mate's got a share in it, and of course you've got a share in a horse, it will win. You look at it on form and you look back and you go, yes, please. Thank you very much.
2 questions. Is he ex-financial advisor because he's earned enough to retire, or because you realise you were spending all your money on racing?
Sorry, you're breaking up there, Matt.
And second question, what was
Joel,
8th
I can't help you.
Yeah.
What was 8th in that bumper?
So don't tell me.
Amelia Starr.
Okay,
And
go
it
for it.
is at 25-1.
Right. Okay. So is that the forecast?
She was a bit keen on her hurdles debut, and I don't think you can be keen. You cannot be expending energy on this type of ground tomorrow. So there is. I just thought she was just ahead of Jackie Hobbs in that bumper. She was second on hurdles debut at Huntingdon, and yet she's 10 times the price.
So what would you advise then? Would you do the forecast? Would you do the reverse forecast? Would you each way? Would you place? What would you? Where would you go? So for value seeking, what should?
Well, surely if the favourite's 5-2 and she was just ahead of her at Aintree, all right, it's different conditions. But why is she 25-1? Surely she'd be on that piece of form, on that one piece of form. She'd have to be an each way play. Admittedly, Jackie Hobbs did probably win one of the best mares maidens we've seen so far this season. So she's a deserved favourite, and I get your angle, I really do, and I think she's going to take a world of beat. I'm just saying, I don't think she should be a 25-1 shot on that one piece of form, which, as you said, is working out very well. But you made a very good case. Frankie, do you agree with Joel?
The bickering continues, club to club, syndicate versus syndicate. As you know, I spent a bit of time with the racing club team and going into Snowden's, and it was fascinating hearing Jamie talk about A Path to Rhonda. She's massive, great big mare, and he was frustrated at himself for running her too soon when he got her, and how he campaigned her. He said he would have liked to have been a little bit easier on her, given her a bit more time to settle in. And as a result, probably she hasn't shown the form that they think she has. And given her size and just how she looks, I think this step up in trip is going to aid her as well. I know they think a lot of her, it just hasn't quite clicked. So I think just a combination of a step up in trip and perhaps just her developing and having a couple of races under her belt. I know she did win already this year, but I'd say there's more to come from her, and they do like her. So, yeah, I sort of, obviously, I had a look through the field and nothing completely stood out, but I'm going a little bit on trust here on the fact that Jamie does think a lot of her.
Yes, sir.
The owners don't fancy her for tomorrow. In a message yesterday, they're going to the Jane Seymour.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, he does every year. He said that. He said that at the start of the year, but she can still win.
All right. Okay. He wasn't biting. I was trying. He wasn't biting.
Okie dokie then. Right. There's the 2 races on the ITV cameras at Haydock, a Betfred sponsored card at Haydock. But Frankie is going to Ascot. Joel would rather be going to Ascot. So let's look at that star-studded card then. The first ITV race is 150, near 2.5 mile handicap chase. I'll start with you this time, Frankie. Are we all over bad, or elsewhere?
No, I'm not all over bad. Although he has run all right at Ascot a couple of times, hasn't he? No, I'm sticking with Rare Edition, who I backed unsuccessfully at Newbury last time out, over 2 miles. It hasn't quite clicked for him over fences. Perhaps just this extra 3 furlongs might slow them down a touch and make him jump a little bit better. And I'm actually hoping that Bassi pops him out in front. If you go back and look, I think it was on his second start over fences. He actually ran at Ascot and probably put in his best performance yet over bigger obstacles here. And he went, it was a small field, but he went from the front. And I think he actually jumped better, maybe as a result of just doing things on his own. It probably looked like he was just having a bit too much of a look around at Newbury last time and maybe losing concentration as he was amongst horses and on the outer upside 2 other horses. So I'd like to see him ridden more prominently. He jumped well round here before, and perhaps those extra 3 furlongs slows him down just that little bit so he jumps better and his mark is coming down. So I haven't lost the faith in Rare Edition, and he still remains an each way price for the race.
Okay, Joel, I know you're a bad fan.
Yeah, I just come back to this. It was Fred Winter, wasn't it? Was that a couple of years ago when it was just smashed and smashed and smashed, and the dogs were barking for it? Came over from France, those 3 runs over there, and he was a talking horse with Cheltenham. I think he went off 5-1, wasn't it? Rachel took the ride that day, which again was another eye-catching jockey booking, and finished, was it at 12th or something like that? The horse has been really frustrating. Was second at Southwell a year ago behind Margaret's Legacy. Won first time this season at Kempton quite easily. Win over 3 lengths. And if you look at the Paddy Power Gold Cup that Panic Attack won, finished 5th. But if I was playing him running, maybe 3 or 4 out, it was 18-1 that day, and I was, oh no, I'm not back bad that day. I didn't see the in-running prices, but if I was an in-running player, I'd have been all over the horse. Was cruising, and then didn't really find a lot and faded quite quickly. Look, 7 runs at Ascot, few places, a fall. I would have been, as obvious, I would have been happier with a bigger price. But I think at 4-1, 9-2, I've seen the promising bad this year. So I'm keeping the faith. I'm back on the train now. Not getting the 18-1 like last time, but I think today may be the day.
Yeah, then back to be good and not ugly in the 150 then for Joel. Right, let's move on. The Long Walk, an absolute brilliant renewal, this grade 1. A couple coming over from Ireland, of course. Colonel Mustard's refound a big bit of form. Honesty Policy for Gordon Elliott. The French are there with Jet Blue, and some of the best of the British. Crambo going for a hat-trick, and Pose Trois burst onto the scene this season. Strong leader, a regular in all these big staying races. It is a grade 1, so it should be a cracker, but this year it really is a Christmas cracker, Frankie.
Yes, I think JP McManus wins this one.
Okay.
With either.
That is the question.
Yeah, I know. I'm a big fan of Jasmine DeVoe, who Honesty Policy finished second to at the end of last season. I think that's the best form in the book. I know Impositoire has been great this season, and he's brilliant at Newbury, brilliant strong leader. And we spoke about Nico maybe saying that he actually did it quite cutely and has more left in the locker, but I think that form behind Jasmine DeVoe is the best in the book. Gordon's absolutely on fire. I'd say Honesty Policy will take all the beating, but if any other horse was to do him, I'd say it'd be the other JP one. So it's probably about even money to back the pair of them, isn't it? But Honesty Policy for me.
There we go. Then Honesty Policy prize goes back to Ireland. We've been on about Impose Trois. I think he really is coming of an age, and he's going to be a big player, I think, in the big one at Cheltenham in March. Joel, what do you want for the Long Walk?
Well, first of all, I looked at the JP McManus pair and was your casual fan just having a look and going, it's got to be between the two. Honesty Policy, first run of the season, so doesn't have the fitness edge. But I do like that Jasmine DeVoe form at Punchestown as well. But I was really impressed with Impose Trois as well. We'll have that fitness edge, beating strong leader last time out. Nico gets a lot of stick, but I thought he was brilliant that day. If you look through all of these horses on here and you come back from wherever you've been on Saturday and you look at the result, you can make a case for any of them after they've won. Like we say, Crambo and whatever. There's the French horse coming over as well.
Amazed if Crambo wins it again.
Yeah.
Amazed if he can win.
This is a strong renewal. That's interesting, the French horse with Harry Cobden on.
Yeah. And jet blue, whatever. And it was second last time out, wasn't it? That Le Songe Bleu at a toy. Obviously highly rated, really, really good horse. But then we're going down the list and going, right, Colonel Mustard never wins. Won the last 2 races and beaten 2 odds on shots. Now, I can't see Colonel Mustard winning at that age in a grade 1, but for a place play, you've got to be. You've got to be.
You beat your mate, the yellow clay, Joel.
I was about to say, this smacks him sort of salvages the yellow clay anti-post slip, doesn't it?
Well, as the yellow clay, many people say it's a boat. It's slow. It's the most overrated horse in training. Just had a bad day, and shut up. So what I do, I would do a reverse forecast, really boring on the JP pair, and I would probably go with Colonel Mustard to place.
I'm half tempted to back Honesty Policy for the festival ahead of the weekend.
Well, whatever you fancy. If you fancy honesty policy this weekend, right? You've got to back the horse for the festival because you've got to halve your price, aren't you?
Well, yeah. Plus, if he wins this on seasonal debut, you'd fancy he'd be a lot fitter as well come Cheltenham. And
yeah, you know what I was looking at because it was the Wall Park, wasn't it, that they ran in this last year? And I was saying at the start, well, we were all saying at the start of the race, he had the option of the Stairs or the Potemps, didn't he? Because he ran in one of the Potemps races earlier in the season.
Won the qualifier at Cheltenham.
Honesty Policy 148. If they'd have stuck him in something early season and got him to nick a place, God, he'd be an absolute nap for a handicap, wouldn't he? But he's obviously good enough to come here. So given he's maybe unthought of by some people because he hasn't raced this season and he's fairly lightly campaigned, isn't it? I think he's still double digits for the festival. It's quite tempting.
Yeah, well, there's that in the back of your mind as well. Back him tomorrow, but also see if he does win tomorrow, he'll be half the price.
Yeah,
and some, depending on how well he wins. For the Stays hurdle. Right, back on the fences then. Cracking handicap chase, the Silver Cup over 3 mile. Hopefully the dozen do face a starter, and it's competitive, Frankie.
It is. There's a couple of favourites in here. Victorino, who we've all backed somewhat successfully as well. He's won his fair share of races, particularly at Ascot. Also 3 under through 5.
Unsuccessfully on many occasions.
What's that?
And unsuccessfully too on many occasions.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, wasn't very successful in the Coral Gold Cup, was he? 3 under through 5. He's not getting any younger, but he is coming down the handicap a touch, and 150 seems to be his sweet spot for winning. And he has won here, not this renewal, but in the January or February renewal last year. I just wonder maybe he's maybe just a touch too old and slow these days, but I've got to give him a shout. Anyway, the one that I'm backing is from my trip to Wales to see the Welsh Wizard. Christian Williams is a massive fan of Deep Cave. He's their Kitty's Light for the year. He's their national horse. He needs to go up, obviously. He's only rated 139, so there's no danger of can he win, or are they going to give him a light race or whatever? Staying trip, which Christian's brilliant at preparing horses for. Jack is mustered in these 3 mile handicaps as well, who rides him. I think this is sort of a tailor-made race for him throughout his or during his season en route to Aintree. So I'd be a big fan of Deep Cave, and I know they are. They think a lot of him. They think he's a really nice horse. Okay,
then the Welsh Wizard in the Silver Cup. Then Deep Cave for Christian Williams. What about you, Joel?
Has John Joe Muscles Jr. been on? Yeah, has he got anything to say as of yet? Johnny who?
Well, not as yet. I will catch up with him, but not as yet. He, fair fifth in the Grand Sefton, looking like he could be their national horse. This is the next step.
Yeah. I was looking at this and straight away is better on better ground. And Hendo's Highland I liked in this. If you go back to 2.5 lengths behind Jukebox Man last December at Kempton, and a couple of subpar efforts this season at Cheltenham, second in the Coral Gold Cup at Newbury. But he's down £4 to 143. Pulled up in Grand National, obviously. 4 out. I just really thought this is one for a chance, and it'll be a double figure price. He'll
be going back to the national, won't he?
Say again?
He'll be going back to the national.
Yeah, same as Johnny Who, and I just thought, I like that Jukebox Man form. And say down the £4. It was just the better ground. I know Ascot drains a lot better than a lot of tracks. But Highland at double figure price. I don't think we'll see the horse out of the frame.
Okay. Yeah, so I think at 24 mil on Thursday, didn't it? But you're right, it does drain pretty well at Ascot, but it's not going to be desperate ground. I think we saw on Friday they were strung out, but not majorly bottomless taxing ground.
Who do you
And
fancy,
then,
man?
say again?
Who do you fancy?
Well, there's a couple of interesting ones. Obviously, hopefully Johnny Who can go. Well, Henry's friend, interesting back at Ascot as well.
Elon Woods is good at Ascot, isn't he?
He is, yeah, he is.
Ascot well.
Blow Your Wad's an interesting one. He's always a horse that promised plenty. He's had a few issues. He's had a wind up and did fair third last time out, but he's a horse that I remember winning that novice handicap at Kempton on Boxing Day a couple of years ago.
Yes.
And Sean Bone riding Transmission down the bottom. I know we were all over him at Cheltenham, weren't we? We fancied him at Cheltenham at the November meeting and hardly went a yard under a young pilot, but Sean Bone being booked right down the bottom. Any money for Transmission, I think, needs to be heeded. Neil Mulholland's horses are going particularly well. So it was a wide open contest. I thought it was a really good one, as is the last. There's a couple in here as well. There's a few that you can get stuck into. If there was one type of race that I think when it comes to this show, we kind of really enjoy, and this probably goes back to the 2023 Greatwood, Frankie, is 2 mile handicap hurdles, because I know you love them.
We got all right in them as well.
Yeah. First, normally the starting place is the Skelton runners, because obviously Dan has such a good record in them. But they've got a couple of bigger prices here, regulars. But the two towards the front of the market, both top and tail the weights, and they are the intriguing contenders, probably for very different reasons, Joel.
Right. Mondo Man, how is his favourite? How? Decent on the flat, rated what? 105.
It's the French Derby.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1.
He started his career of hurdles behind Lou Lambert, didn't he?
Exactly.
Well, this is why I think that lazy traders have priced this up. And they've been on the Christmas parties. They've priced it up to second to Alhambra at Ascot in January. And that's what they've done. This horse could be the less mental mate of Goshen.
Yeah.
Right.
Fair.
The horse is quirky. It makes the jockey look bad. I think the jock's been pulled in a couple of times. And it's like, genuinely, it's not me. It's the horse. I cannot, for the life of me, understand why this horse is favourite. I wouldn't back it with stolen money, as many people say, which means it'll hack up. So Alexei, and people have said this horse has, gone up so many pounds and whatever. And I thought Alexei was the steal of the weekend, because Mondo Man's holding up the market there. So I thought that would win, and I thought Helmheim would be second, 6 lengths behind in the is it the Greatwood?
Yeah.
It was indeed.
Okay.
I'm done. Come on, keep it tight, lads.
I thought Frank was going to go jump straight in and take over. Look, I'm a massive fan of Alexei. £13 rise for the Greatwood, and I think he could be an outside shot of the champion. So I think if he is, then winning this off 12 stone should be within his compass. And I totally agree. Having to give 2 stone to Mondo Man, I see where you're coming from. It looks shocking, but his flat form. He goes with a bit of dig in the ground. He was obviously behind Lambert on his hurdles debut. He ran in a Group 3 at Chester in the summer. He's only disappointed over hurdles, came in the Triumph hurdle, and then clearly needed at Lingfield when second to what is a useful horse of Harry Derham's. It's the fact he's here off, what was he on the flat? 105, and he's here off 1, 2, 3, off 10 stone 4. I think that's what they latched onto. He is probably short enough, for sure, but he's got a massive chance. Big fan of Alexei. And I wouldn't rule out last year's winner, Fiercely Proud, either. I thought also ran a promising run in the Greatwood, went 5th, Frankie.
Yeah, he did. And he was one of 2. Surprise, surprise. I was having a good look at the Greatwood. He went into the Greatwood, unlike Alexei, was it Wolf, unlike a couple of others anyway, ahead of him that had a run. Both Fiercely Proud and Helmween both went into that Greatwood, making their first start of the season, and therefore maybe would benefit from coming on for that. And obviously Fiercely Proud did the same last year, started in the Greatwood and then came and won this. But he did finish a good 6 or 7 lengths behind Helmween, who was in second and ran a great race for Alan King and Tom Bellamy, and perhaps maybe got racing a touch too early. So It's Halloween, actually, that I've landed on, as did Joel. I think he'll be better for what he did last time in the Greatwood. The form obviously reads brilliantly. He is £6 worse off with Fiercely Proud, the other that I like and mention, but I just think he's got most scope for improving for that first start. So it's another Noel Feely Racing Club horse. Could be a good Saturday for them. And Live Conti is going to win the county hurdle for the Skeltons.
Yeah. I bet he doesn't turn up there off 143. Interesting. Right. Okay, then. Good day for Noel Feely Racing Club. I'll give Frankie time to think of his nap because we know that those at Silks will be carried by Joel's nap this weekend, we assume.
Oh, 100%. And you know, like you watch Nick Luck on Sunday and he's got his little croissants. I've just realised. You know, the stale croissants that he has. See, look what you get. Look what you get here. How jealous are you? It's just been delivered. Just been delivered.
Are they real?
Yeah, it's not like Nick Luck's. Look. 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 Matt, stop sweating. All right? I'll send it over to you in a minute. 240.
Don't worry, I'll be having stuff like that at Haydock tomorrow. Are you coming? I know you'd rather be at Ascot, wouldn't you?
240, Haydock, Jackie Hobbs. I think it's 5-2 now. I would never encourage you to go and take a price. Take a price. The lads are there tomorrow. This will be smashed off the board. And if you see a big scouser on the Manjaro, that's my mate Paul. They'll be all over it tomorrow.
Ex-finance advisor. Brilliant. Frankie, best bet, please.
Oh, I could have a few this weekend, you know, but I'm going to go in the big one. Why not? Honesty Policy. I reckon he's going to be a proper stayers hurdle contender, proper grade 1 horse. So, yeah, Honesty Policy for me. But I do really like Rare Edition as well that we mentioned. Okay,
right. We're all going to get together at the beginning of next week and reflect on. Hopefully, Joel's going to bring all his food as well. That'll be nice. A fresh one though, fresh palate. And reflect on this weekend, and also we will be building up to the Boxing Day Bonanza as well, and all that brilliant festive action that we've got to look forward to. The King George could be a race for the age. It looks an absolute cracker. Well, best of luck for this weekend. Cheers to both for joining us. Enjoy Ascot, Frankie. Enjoy Children's Entertaining, Joel. And we'll see you all next week for our Road to Cheltenham in person, all together, a studio show for you. Reflect on the weekend and trying to find some winners over Christmas.